What that is lent to is an idea that the threats either don't exist or they're not as numerous. In reality, we're simply not looking. And as we increase collection and as we increase the analysis capability of the community, we are seeing more and more. It's this concept of what's possible to balance out. We're never going to get all the details. Forensics in our community is not great. Root cause analysis is going to be a problem for people. Right now, we're leaning on the what's possible and what's not. So just because the PLC is vulnerable doesn't mean you can make the lights blink. So a threat is an opportunity and intent and capability. It's a human adversary and their ability to cause you damage. And the reality of that is you're never really going against China, Russia, US. You're going against like a team of like 6 to 20 people. They're between the ages of 18 and 30. Government's their first job, and they also have PowerPoint and management. Like, you can do this, is my point. We are always in an option and always in a capability to do defense, but realize it's capability, intent, and opportunity. Fact that adversaries have the upper hand is utterly ridiculous. We own our infrastructure, we understand it, we've got the ability to detect all along their stack. Have you ever heard this? Attackers only have to get one thing right, and we have to defend everything. Whoever said that is obviously never done security operations. That is so silly. The adversary has to get everything right and stay stealthy. We have to detect one thing and then pivot the investigation and win. Realize that you can drive those intelligence insights back along the stack. The way we hunt, the way we monitor, the way we do instant response, the way that we do patching. And I see every now and then this discussion of, we should be able to go back to manual operations. Like, that's nice. It's not really going to happen. The workforce that knew how to do it's getting a little salt and pepper in the beard and leaving. The kids coming up with like learning HMIs and iPads aren't the ones that are going to go in the switch yard and throw the switches, okay? And more importantly, it's a safety issue. Like, automation has helped us be a more safe industry. We don't want to have to operate in things like manual operation. And Xenotime, we've seen them in this facility since 2014. So they were there 3 years before the attack, learning and profiling and experiencing that environment. We've also seen them in Europe. We've also seen them on a safety system here in the US. Like, they're an active team. Keep in mind the value of intel, right? That goal number 2 that I had of the course, the value of intel is translating what it means to our business, not in that attack or that vulnerability, but that style of attack, that behavior that we've seen. How can we be good against that tradecraft and prepare for it, of course? In the last couple of years, we've gained an immense amount of knowledge on how these attacks take place. I mean, a lot of the stuff's focused on vulnerabilities and patching and malware, when actually all the attacks are functionality abuse in terms of native communications. So we gotta be careful on the lessons that we're learning and make sure that we adapt appropriately and make sure that our frameworks and regulations and standards allow that level of adaptability. So my recommendations to you all, who I assume are mostly on the defender side versus the intelligence generation, is learning the business intimately is the most important thing you could do. A box of donuts and a case of beer go really far in the world of industrial operations. Like, go learn your folks. If your linemen are getting up at 3 a.m. to go look at the lines, go join them. Like, get out in the field so that when things happen, one of your big jobs is going to be downplaying the hype.